for inviting me to this big conference and giving me the opportunity to share my story. My name is Uyen, and I came to this country in 1990 as a refugee. When I first came here, my sponsor took me to a nail salon at a treat. And as soon as I entered the salon, I said, what is this strong smell that this place has? And she said, just have a seat. And I have a seat, and I look around. And I look around, and I saw these women in there busy, use this metal file on the nail. And I continued to ask her as a curious person. And I said, why? This is America, supposed to be a really advanced country, and why are we using all this metal tool on our nail? I said, that's the way it's done so many years, honey. So literally, I just sit there and still intrigued with the smell for that past 1 hour. So for the next 20 years, like so many immigrants in this country, I went to school, got my piece of paper in chemistry, worked as an engineer in high-tech for more than 10 years. But still, that thing about getting nail done, relaxation, having a cup of tea, chatting with friends, in the back of my mind. So much proof to my parents that I have done what it calls security. So I aim to create my own salon. Before that, while working as an engineer, I have two sisters-in-law. One had been owning a nail salon for more than 17 years, who pregnant and lost her baby 8.5 months. And when she went to the doctor told her literally that you suffocate the fetus. And answered my question, I told her, I'm sure that were all these films that you were working on. And I told her that in high-tech, even when I have to change the vendor from one vendor to the next vendor, we use all these tech, we measure how many parts per million, a part operator, and here in nail salon, all we do is just sit there and inhale that all day long. So I went and researched, I went on the internet, library, research, and I found out that all this toxic chemical that used in nail salon cause all this cancer. And there's only one small line in the government regulation that MMA cannot use, that is back in late 70s, because it caused cancer. And since then, there's nothing else I have done to it. So here I am. I go against all the mainstream research, and I determined that if I can make a solution that instead of using acetone to remove the nail polish, because if you notice that as all this beautiful lady go to nail salon and you use acetone, it's going to leave that white residue on your hand, and it's much drier and it's much tougher. And if the next step is ethyl acetate, which is much less toxic, less film, and lighter, even you left it, and there's not much residue in there. So bingo, I found my polish removal. And then I went on to the polish, and I said, this OP, this fancy advertised, but none of the OP label had any of the ingredient on the bottle. So I discovered the polish called Zoysia, which is right away, they public on the bottle of no toluene formaldehyde. And then, so I went on, that's how Isabella was born. And I built my own shop from scratch because I choose the ambient, and also I create the way the airflow and the ventilation with my little engineering background to help, so that even the client came in, and even at my shop at full capacity, still not much smell to it. So an experience that I create, and it's also healthy for the worker and the client as well. And I work with the California Healthy Nail Salon Collaborative on this. When I opened the salon, it was a perfect time, I opened in March 2008. Every news you turn on is the market crash, recession happened. 2 months after I opened, and I did, have no business background, I didn't anticipate that there's a local newspaper want to profile my salon. So after that weekend, there's a line outdoor, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I went out and I told them, please be patient with it because I don't have enough worker to have it. So from there on, the business took off without any, marketing expert. So the client does it for me. And right now, we grow at the pace about 25 to 30% per year. And going forward, I continue to use Isabella as a pilot tool, there is the California Workman Comp report on my website, compared with the film that regulate Cal OSHA and what is in my shop is very minimal. By just cut off on this product alone. And also another trick and challenge for being a green nail salon is because most of my product, especially the polish remover I use, so usually I pay the premium for that, but when the vendor provided, they provide quote-unquote imitate product to that. So I constantly have to train my staff that read the label, make sure the content inside there is the right product. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share this. And hopefully there's so many other green nail salons out there.